자, 세 번째 경기인데요. 여러분들 뜨거운 한번 부탁드리겠습니다. 자, 세 번째 경기 시작하겠습니다.
Oh yeah, Hopbid posted in the live 4 thread. I was listening. Hi Hopbid. Oh wow, we're going into game 3 already. Nice. Well, I just want to skim through the live 4 thread. Wow, we've got people typing in all caps and everything. This is crazy. All right, here we go. Game number 3. We are on match point. At the top right is the yellow Zerg. Will be Hero. And thus, at the bottom left is the red Protoss. Will be Bisu. Okay, so despite what I was saying, just now about them kind of being chill and not going crazy in the beginning of the game, I really hope that Hero does play a more active, aggressive early to mid game here, because match point, if you go to the late game and it's split map, which is very easy to happen, is going to be quite difficult. It's a low resource map. You only get 4 gas bases if you split the map. And yeah, so it's low resource, it's very easy to split, and generally that's just a bit annoying for ZVP. Conversely, it's extremely easy to drop in the main on this map, and if Bisu goes for the mineral only base, you can do lurker drops behind the mineral line there as well. So I think Hero has a lot of opportunities here that I hope he takes advantage of. Hey, I don't know what that says. That looked like one of those eye tests at the optician, where they have like the random shapes and they're like, which way is the E pointing? And they go and they try different lenses. Totally one of those. So probe goes in, of course. We are on a 2-player map, so going straight over here. Seeing nothing out of the ordinary. Pool first, obviously. Never really going to 12 patch on a map like this, on a 2-player map. And is the probe going to block the hatchery? The drone actually went out, and then the probe didn't follow, so the drone kind of went back and it's like, hey, come on probe, aren't you going to block me? Felt kind of lonely, not going out there without the probe. Now the probe's coming down. Is it going to be in time? Again, half a second too late. I don't know what's up with this timing here. But, well, there you go. So we also have a Forge Fast Expand. He's going to put Gateway over the Forge and have a nice little tight wall there. There will be 1 gap between the pylon and the Gateway and 1 gap on the right of the pylons. It's a 2-gap wall. I don't think you can do any better on match point. And I'm actually interested to see where Hero takes his 3rd base. So as we saw last game on Fighting Spirit, Hero takes his close 3rd, and I said he basically always takes the close 3rd on that map. But on match point, if you take the close 3rd, it's mineral only, which is suboptimal. It's actually a low mineral value mineral only as well. So I think it's only got... Actually, wait, no, that might be wrong. I'm actually not sure. How many patches does it have? Hold on, let's have a look. Is that 7 patches? Or is that 6? It's not 8 patches like a main base. So it's not... Yeah, it's slightly lower overall mineral count. And man, I was gonna say something else. Completely lost my train of thought. Because freaking Nekotrap is posting the random Korean things in the chat. So anyway, so we have the mineral only. I hope this means we actually do see some early aggressive play. We do have the lair though, so it's not gonna be 3-hatch Hydra, which it could have been. And of course, Bisu's gonna see everything that's going on anyway. But you can see, I mean, so because he's got the mineral only, he's limited to his 2 gas, so he's not going to be able to, make an excess of lurkers or, an excess of mutalisks and Scourge. But that's fine. Hero does like to just play his mass Hydra anyway. If you can just do some drops and things like that, that'll be fine. So we've got 1 cannon in the wall, that's fine. That is tight between the Forge and the minerals. And of course, even though that wall is Dragoon tight right now, you can just mine out those minerals and then you can walk your goons out along the left side just fine. So that's quite convenient actually. I do like maps that do that. There are a couple of other maps with things like that where you just, build a tight wall with minerals and then just mine it out later. Or there might, some maps have neutral buildings and things. It's pretty convenient. Anyway, first Sayle coming out. and going back. Again, just a kind of a scare tactic. We have Stargate Citadel. We don't actually have +1 being upgraded this game, even though Bisu got it really fast last game on Fighting Spirit. I mean, Corsairs are pretty good on this map. Again, I mentioned earlier, it's pretty easy to drop into the main on this map, but there's not like any, I guess, backdoor areas or things like that, like on Mist, so can't really do too much in that regard. And I don't know, I still expect Bisu to go Corsair anyway, even if he doesn't get +1. He might just get fewer Corsair, he might just get like 4 or 5, not get +1, and then switch out faster. Oh no, he is going to get +1, it's going to be later. Okay, never mind. Just doing the ordering a little bit differently, so that makes sense. I'm not sure why he went for them so fast last game. It's like really fast +1. I mean, it was started like, you know, 20 seconds or 15 seconds before the Stargate even finished. Anyway, that's a cute little positioning there for that Templar Archives. So one thing that is a good reason to get the Corsairs, of course, is that there's like a little high ground thing that kind of pokes behind your natural minerals, which also kind of partly gives the Zerg player kind of a springboard into your main. Now this generally affects ZVT a lot more than ZVP, but still, you know, ZVP Mutos can still be very annoying, so getting those Corsairs is always a good option. In the meantime, just gonna chill, get a second gateway. It's actually quite a bit after the Templar Archive, so he's been on one gate for a while. I guess he's making Corsairs non-stop though, so that's how he's spending his money. Overlord though is gonna get in, is gonna see the +1, so Hero now knows exactly what's going on. Note that Hero again has a pretty early Overlord speed, so again presumably he skipped Spire, which is interesting. I guess that's one way to save your gas. He is actually going 6-hatch Hydra here, looks like. I think that was 2 hatcheries here at the natural. Yep, so he's going 6-hatch Hydra. But not... Well, he's doing it with the mineral only, and I quite like this. I mean, this kind of style makes sense when you go for the close third. So if you compare this to you know, the other kind of standard style, which is, you know, take another natural as your, so on a 4-player map, you take another natural as your third, you get a very fast 4th base, and you just kind of make really good walls and just turtle and, you know, go +1 carapace and get Mutalisks later on and things like that, and go for a much delayed pressure in the mid game. Whereas this style, you take the closer third, you get you just skip the Spire and you just get a lot of Hydras early and Overlord speed, and so this Hydras keep your Overlord safe, which also have Overlord speed to keep them safe, so you don't need the Scourge. And then your bases are close together, so it's much easier to defend. So you don't need to rely on like Mega Sim City. You just have enough Hydras, and the reinforcements are close enough that that's how that's defended. And by having all the Hydras earlier, you can put a lot more pressure earlier on in the game compared to that common, fast 6-hatch 4 base style nowadays that is very, very turtley and lets the Protoss take the initiative in the mid game. So I kind of like this active play by Hero, although at the moment he's still not able to really move out with his Hydras just yet. Meantime, looks like Bisu has mined out that little mineral thing in his natural. But here we go. Hydra's going to move out now. Going to try and camp in front of Bisu's natural. Got to be a little bit careful. There's not that much space here. Pretty easy to get stormed. Yeah, definitely does want to poke Bisu a little bit. Meanwhile, sacrificing another Overlord here just to get an idea what's going on. So that is, of course, a deliberate, just suicide run into the main base. In the meantime, we got a few Hydras at the bottom right here. Gonna clear out the DT, so presumably another base can be taken. And the Hydra's actually just chilling in the middle of the map, so he's not going all the way to Bisu's natural. He's just kind of staying in the middle, making sure if Bisu does try and move out, he gets some advance warning and can maybe try and pick off a couple of random high Templars here and there. Looks like one Zergling is going to see that Bisu is also taking his own mineral only while Hero gets his 4th base at the bottom right. So again, both players just kind of chilling until they get, 4 base versus 3 base and a bigger army up. Good old no rush 15 games. That forge is not spinning. That's bothering me a little bit. Presumably he only has +1. Anyway, looks like Hydra's going to try and use this high ground platform outside the middle only to try and poke in a little bit. They have to be very careful though, because obviously, even though high ground is good for making the goons miss half their shots, the storms are still going to do maximum damage to you anyway, and it's very easy to get clumped up if you attack down there. In the meantime, look at this. Look at Hero's just anti-DT defenses. He always has a few Hydras and a detector perfectly positioned to stop all of Bisu's DT pokes. I mean, across these 3 games so far, Bisu's DT harass has gotten like one drone kill or something from game 1 or something. It's really cool. And these are small things, that it's not some kind of fancy micro trick, it's not some kind of crazy strategy. It's just good planning, good preparation, knowing your opponent is prone to do this kind of thing, and just making sure you have a few units positioned on all your bases. It's as simple as that. I mean, it sounds very easy, but so many Zerg players just don't do this and will just randomly lose games to 1 DT in their mineral line. Anyway, ooh, looks like the Corsairs find a big clump of Overlords, but the Spore Colony is going to keep them safe just for the time being here. Meanwhile, Bisu is now the one being aggressive, moving out with his army. Hero pulling back to his high ground pod. He's only got Hydras here, so he's going to have to really rely on good splitting against the Storms to defend here. No Lurkers or Mutas to help pick off the High Templar. In the meantime, Bisu, though, is just going to go top left. I did mention already that, if this does turn into a long split map game, I feel like it'll generally benefit the Protoss, more so even than other maps. So Bisu, of course, is going to be completely happy to do this. You can see he's pulling back to his high ground area here, going to defend that 4th base. So basically, taking your base on the sides of the map are generally pretty easy. The main area is you just hold this little high ground area. It is pretty wide open, but you still, if you can just keep tabs on the Zerg army. If he tries to engage you, make sure you're standing on the high ground while he's on the low ground. So the only really contestable bases are the 12 and the 6. I mean, you can see Hero moving up here to the top left, kind of splitting his forces a little bit, but I'm pretty confident Bisu is just going to hold this no problem. And then the issue is, the 12 and the 6 o'clock bases, you can contest them, or I mean, generally the Zerg will get the top one. Well, actually, I think generally Hero will get the 12 and Bisu will get the 6. But either way, if you get them 1 for 1, then the map is basically done. There's no more bases on the map, and you have to figure out what you do from there. Looks like we have a nice little attack, though, coming in here. Not the best storm from Bisu. That was actually a pretty horrible storm. And that storm was okay, but well dodged by Hero. But looks like the rest of the army comes back and defends this. So Hero's poking a little bit, but notice he's only poking in with just a handful of Lings and Hydras, so fairly expendable units, even if things go badly. Not the end of the world. And they're fairly movable, so you can just evacuate. Do have the Hive Tech up now. Do have the Defiler Mound. I guess he'll probably need to wait for Defilers before trying any big moves here. But I fully expect once his Hive Tech is ready, he's just going to start going crazy. So he'll drop the main while doing some, Swarm, Ling Bust, Nexus Snipe at the top left, pull the Protoss in all directions. It's a pretty good map because, if you look at the way the bases are laid out, it's all kind of in a line, which means the Protoss army, if Hero attacks the top left expansion and the main base and drops the main base at the same time, those are so far apart, it's like really difficult to figure out as a Protoss where to send your army and how to split your army if that's what you want to do. Meanwhile, ooh, looks like a couple of Scourge hits land on these Corsairs. But on the other hand, for the Zerg, obviously it's not as big a problem because you have Nidus Canals, so everything is a lot more connected, and your army is just generally more mobile. In the meantime, Hero trying to take the 6 o'clock, but not going to happen. And he's just going to lose a few units here. Meanwhile, he's making some Lurkers. Lurkers, ooh, barely morphing in time, and here we go. The Protoss army is moving in here, and the Lurkers are down. They're fighting uphill. Looks like he's going to move onto the high ground pod here. The Lurkers actually not quite being supported. The rest of the units in the back aren't actually coming out to attack here. And oh my god, Bisu is just trying to steamroll this. Really good storms on the front. Oh my goodness. Is this just going to be a one-hit wonder for Bisu? The Hero was not very prepared for this, it looked like. A lot of his units were not really attacking. He kind of got caught unawares, not really expecting Bisu to move out like this. And in the meantime, his bottom right base is completely undefended. 4 Zealots going to start marauding among the drone line here. Hero is surprisingly unprepared for this. I'm actually shocked he didn't have at least one sunken at the bottom right. Meanwhile, this hatchery is going to come under fire. I don't think it'll get taken down, though. There are a lot of units coming back here. I love how Bisu's here just sticking up right now. But, oh god, it's going to be close. Oh god, that's going to be close. I think it's going to be fine, though. Oh, it's going to be just fine. And he's going to make a lair there just so when the lair finishes, it will gain all that extra HP and will not be nearly as easily snipable. But in the meantime, look at this. Another set of lurkers getting caught unsupported in the middle of the map. Lurkers are very, very strong, but they need to be supported. If you only have lurkers, they actually get taken down surprisingly quickly. And in the meantime, look at this. Bisu preparing to take the 6 o'clock base while keeping up the pressure with his army. Although it looks like he's getting caught at a slightly funny angle. Although, no, it looks like it's okay. Alright, we're okay. And it looks like the Zealot's coming down to snipe once again. I don't know if that lair's finished yet. It might not be done. We could have a lurker drop, though, into the main. There should be a cannon, well, at least one cannon. Ooh, that is good. That is very good. I don't know if... I guess Hero must have seen the Zealots coming, but... that was pretty good. Wait, what? Oh my god! There's a hatchery here! And Bisu's just gonna cannon rush it. So that when... obviously those cannons are to protect his Nexus when, you know, this is cancelled and he makes a Nexus, but... The good old 35-minute cannon rush. I like it. I like it. Oh god, there's gonna be a storm drop. Oh god, this could be bad. And Here's not gonna pay attention. He's gonna be paying attention to the front here. Storm! Oh no. Oh, that was good. Oh man, that was painful. And the Zealots can even just go and start killing the drones as well. And Hero seems to be falling apart a little bit here. Even though he's, you know, the last 2 games he looked really stable. Even the beginning of this game, he looked really stable and solid. I'm not really sure what's going on, but this late game situation just seems to be really messy from him compared to Bisu. And Bisu now in really good shape. Oh god, the counter drop! The counter drop gets intercepted. I think this is a counter drop. He's not dropping yet. He's trying to figure out where he can drop. Oh god. He's running around trying to figure out where he can drop, and there's just like Zealots and Templars spawning underneath him. He's like, oh god, this is terrible. Oh man, there's the drop. That's not going to be effective though. All the units are already there. He's going to get some probes, I guess. But, oh man, that's going to cost him the rest of the Overlords as well. Hero not in a happy place. Although, having pulled most of the Protoss army back into the main, he has allowed himself an opportunity to actually kill the 6 o'clock base. You can see he's going for it. He does have the Defiler there as well, so this could actually be quite good, even though that drop in the main was pretty much a fail. He is going to be able to clear out this base easy peasy. Hopefully he just kills all the buildings and immediately runs out again to save the units. No point staying there and allowing the Protoss to come in behind you and just clean up your army there. Meanwhile, it looks like we're going to have another potential storm drop at the back of the natural. It is spotted by the Zergling, but again, there's so much happening on the map that I don't know if Hero even notices. And even if he does notice, does he even have the time to respond to this properly here? There's the drop. Look at this. Bisu doesn't even have time to storm because everything is going down in the middle of the map. And oh my god, the storms are just obliterating Hero's units as he comes up the ramp. Storm OP, another OP storm on the drone line, and look at this Hero getting crushed in the middle of the map. Well, I say crushed, but actually there's not that much Protoss left. About a control group of Protoss left, but crucially, all the High Templar survive, and this is the thing, even if you trade down most of the Zealots and Goons, if all the High Templar survive and become Archons, you just have this, like, never-ending increasing ball of Archons that, you know, not only are the numbers increasing, but they all, like, auto-heal themselves to max because they're all shields as well, and it just becomes, like, an impossible late-game situation. So, we got another drop. This might be a DT drop, actually, or something. I'm not sure what this is. But Hero's going in the middle, and this time he's actually catching the Protoss a little bit out of position. Oh, man! The Goon's a little bit far back. The Archon's taking some hits, but there we go. Protoss army is now regrouping, and a lot of Lurkers have fallen, so he's got to be very careful. Wow, really good storm dodging there. Holy crap, did you guys see that? That was amazing. Oh my god. There's this beautifully split Hydralisk. Unfortunately for him, he's just losing all his drones. These non-stop drops. Wow, that was a good split. I can't even believe it. That was almost like an AI split. That was like I was watching one of those bots that has like perfect micros because they have 35,000 APM or something. That was really good. Unfortunately, he's just going to get obliterated here again. Although, wait, reinforcements! Oh man, I don't know how this is happening. Has he run out of storms? Oh my god, did Bisu run out of storms? He's got 4 High Templar there, but he's not storming. He's got 2 High Templar coming in. He's got a Reaper coming in. Okay, there we go. Looks like a Hero trying to focus down the Archons. Oh, that Archon actually getting killed by the storm there, but another storm drop. He's just storming 2 drones now because not enough drones to storm. Oh my god. And Bisu is now taking the 12 o'clock as well. The 6 o'clock base was killed. Hero, I guess he needs to go kill the 12. I don't know if he knows it's there. Okay, he's sending some units over there now. Oh my god, this is crazy. Both players really wearing each other down. There's actually, I didn't see a high temp, Defiler come in here to help this. And oh man, that DT is also going to be a huge pain in the butt, yeah. Probably not worth it to go there now. Meanwhile, no idea what these overlords are doing here. Possibly they were left over from an earlier big engagement between the armies, but they're going to run back now. Oh no, the Corsair is going to intercept them. No! No, the overlords, there's not even any Hydras here. Oh no! Oh god. Oh, that is painful. Hero's already really hurting on money, I assume, because he's been, you know, storm dropped like 12 times. Oh no, no! These Corsairs can actually probably just man mode this and kill all those overlords. Because there's only 1 spore there, it's not that big a deal. Alright. Alright, so Bisu now looks like he's established at 12 o'clock. Really though, it's only cannons and like the 1DT. Oh, and it's got a high Templar there as well. Okay, that's gonna be really difficult now. Like 1DT, 1 high Templar, and there's like 5 cannons in that narrow area. Ugh, painful. Painful, painful, painful. And Hero, of course, has no additional base. I mean, he's still got plenty of minerals that his main is natural because he can't mine it. So I guess the overall minerals is not the problem. But the problem is that Bisu is taking his half of the map. So he's sitting pretty. If he just defends now and gets efficient trades and engagements, there's very little way for him to actually lose. The only opening I can actually see right now for Hero is the main base, dropping the main base again, doing like a Doom drop. Because the main base, whoa, that didn't go well. But you see, the main base is actually very exposed. And here we go. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what Hero needs to do. The main base, well, I say he's exposed. He's got 5 cannons there. He needs a Dark Swarm. Where's the Swarm? Oh, no, he's got 2 high Templars there as well. Oh, my God. Just kidding. That wasn't exposed at all. It was a trap. That was not... that was not in any way vulnerable. Okay, he killed the cannon. Yay. Man, this is I can kind of feel the frustration as the Zerg player in this situation. It's really hard to do anything, and these lurkers are gonna get wrecked. They're gonna get, well, they should if the Reaver drops. Yeah, there we go. I mean, that looked good. There were a lot of lurkers, but GG from Hero. It's not enough, and Bisu, taking 2 games in a row, is now up 2-1 in the series. He is 1 game away from taking down the SSL number 9. Hero gonna have to come back 2 games in a row if he wants a series. Looks like my prediction for the series is already wrong. Oh well. It's okay, Hero. I believe. I want to see game 5 at least. Come on, take it to game 5. What's the next map? Next map is Circuit Breaker. Okay, Hero can definitely win on Circuit Breaker. I believe. And if he goes to Sniper Ridge, I think he can also win that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hero 3-2. I believe. I think we can go to an ad break though. I remember in the semifinals, Sonic did an ad break after the 3rd game. So probably gonna go to an ad break, give the players a rest, and then have the last 1 or 2 games, depending. Hopefully 2 games. Man, because the 3 games so far have actually been really, really good, really high level. See, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Not that silly, you know, mini versus Quanro PvZ. No. This is good. This is good PvZ.